Hello everyone, I am Athena and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I will be showing you guys how I render brown eyes because someone asked me for a tutorial. So, hopefully you guys learned something and enjoy the video. So, when I start drawing eyes, I usually start with a circle, and I'm sure a lot of other people also start with a circle just because it makes sense. So, once you have your circle drawn, we can start getting into the shape. To make things a bit easier to understand, I imported this private photo, and I'm just going to show you guys the basic workings. So where I circled the boxings in pink, that is where the eye has an indent. The eye is so beautiful, it almost looks like it's made out of stone, but it isn't. Also, the long strips across the eye, that is where the shadows are. Okay, so if you look at the reference photo, you can see that the eye is curving. The pupil is at the very front and it bends a little bit. So that's what I was showing in the diagram. Obviously it's not perfect, but it'll have to do for this video. So the best way I can think of to explain it is think of the eye like a giant waterfall and it's going off into like a black hole. Does that make sense? Like the pupil is like this black hole and it's kind of like mountains in a way. If you look in the middle of the eye, there's an indent and it looks as if it's like a ridge. It goes up and then back down and then there's the pupil. So we really want to show this when we're drawing this eye. So I'm making multiple tiny lines and I'm going to point them down towards the pupil and out from that ridge. We are going to do the same thing on the outside of the eye as we did on the inside. Multiple lines, but this time they're going in towards that ridge and they're going out towards the edge of the eye. You might notice that in the reference photo there is some yellow that is just like a separate part of the eye, so you really want to make sure you get that to keep it realistic. Whenever I paint eyes, it really is continuous lines over and over and over and over again, and that's the only way to make sure that it really is realistic and that you get it right. So just make sure that you're following the patterns of the eyes, you're getting those ridges, there's indents where the eye caves in, and there's some spots that are brighter than other spots. So we just really want to make sure we get all of that. One of the best ways I learn painting and painting techniques is just by watching the video. So I'm going to stop my terrible explanations and just let you guys watch it and really soak in what I'm doing here. I'm not the best at in-depth explanations. I try my very best. And something I'd recommend for the art babies out there who are watching this video is really study your reference. I've been drawing realism pretty much since I started out. Obviously, it didn't look that amazing when I was younger. Here, I have a really fun story. I'll tell you guys a story to make this video a tiny bit better. But my sister is also an artist, and she is 5 years older than me. So when I was in kindergarten, she taught me a better way of drawing people. And I thought I was so amazing for not drawing stick figures because I was making my characters boxy and more quote-unquote human-like. And looking back at my drawings now, it was like those Minecraft characters, but obviously not as well drawn. It was so boxy, it didn't look anything like a human. And it's really funny that back then I used to think I was amazing. And now I've gotten a lot better, but I still know I have ways to grow. Like, I know my shortcomings. I am terrible at backgrounds. I am terrible at full body poses. But one thing I am good at is up close images of human features, like the eyes or the mouth. I can do hands if I study the reference first and if I try really hard. So, back to the advice portion is just study the reference. You are not going to start a drawing and make it look exactly like the reference. Trust me, I tried with this image, but you can see spots where it doesn't look quite like the reference. Don't start a drawing with the idea in mind that it's going to look perfect and that it will look 100% like the reference. Just try your very best. And especially if you're a beginner, your art isn't going to look exactly like mine, especially in the beginning. Now, you can get very close, but we have different minds. We are going to think to do different things while looking at the same reference photo. So even if 10 different art students drew the same image I am, we're all going to look different at the end of the day. Okay, so I am done with the eye after these few highlights. Hopefully you guys learned something and got something out of that video. If you guys want me to do a detailed video on skin, I can. But would you guys want me to? Like, be honest with yourself. This video has been a complete mess. And on that note, I am going to speed up the rest of the video. Let me know down in the comments if you learned something, if you enjoyed the video, or if you have an art tip for me or any of the art babies who might be watching. If you so wish, you can leave a like and subscribe and turn on that little notification bell for my next video. And this is Athena signing out.